Hi everyone. I wanted to show you my beautiful book, Beautiful Wanderings. My name is Nellie Wortman. Been creating books for over 22 years. I create them just about every way you can think of. I have a passion. If you followed any of my art, you realize I really have a passion for creating with discarded, worn out, vintage, old, recycled pieces, nature pieces, basically anything that I can get my hands on that inspires me. So I wanted to show you guys a book that I created a while back. I think it was, well, Fiddlesticks. I don't know. I'll have to wait till I unwrap it to look when I signed it. When my creativity works this way. As soon as I'm done creating a piece of art, it's already on to the next one. So sometimes it's hard to remember when I created a piece, but let's move on. So anyways, as you can see, this is the beautiful wrap that encloses the book. Okay, how sweet is that? Okay, a piece of old material that was incorporated as a ribbon. It's all stained and everything. And I love it because it has some of the stitching when somebody was trying to mend it. Okay, and then let me unwrap this, and it holds by using a key. Okay, how beautiful is that? But before we move on to that, I wanted to show you a piece. This is actually, excuse me, a piece of metal that I etched and drilled some holes into it and everything. Okay, how sweet is that? Okay, so moving on, we'll move that out of the way. So you can see this incorporates a lot of different like nature elements. One of my handmade bezels that I create. 2017. There it is. So yeah, a little over a year ago, but who knows if it was in 2016 when I started it. This is a big book, so it takes a while to create something like this. So anywho, as you can see, lots of yumminess going on. Okay. A lot of old pieces. Okay. That's just the cover itself. Okay, how beautiful is that? Incorporating a lot of recycled pieces. Okay. And I made my own little doll, my bisque doll. The story begins. I love that. Then when you turn it over, a painting that I did. Okay. Let's move this over. And again, you know, things that inspire me, sayings, whether it's a story in a book, it's a poem, anything like that. I like to create in a way that draws the viewer in. So you see things poking out, words, things like that. Okay, this is an old feed sack. How sweet is that? This is a sketch that I did. Okay. And then I talk about, let's see what I wrote at that time. If I listen closely to the leaves, I can hear the whispers of my ancestors. To become one with nature is truly a gift from God. I'm sorry, I gotta lift this. To feel the rays of sunshine that shine through the branches is heaven. I call to the leaves. So basically, it's whatever, you know, like when I found the piece, what was I feeling at the moment, what inspired me, okay? And this was a leaf that I stumbled across that just kind of reached out to me. This is a lady's photo that kind of incorporated into a drawing. And then this, of course, allows me to, you know, write whatever I'm feeling. What is she saying to me? Is it my ancestors are speaking to me? She believed she could, so she did. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can read this one. Well, that one, I'm going to have to study a little bit. It's whatever I'm feeling at the moment. Okay, so it's talking about lifting my hands up, hearing the whispers of you. I'm going to have to study that one a little bit to see what I was thinking. Another drawing that I did. Okay, how sweet is that? An angel, the wind song, incorporating an old piece of vintage. And the way that I like to create and that I teach also is, you know, when the viewer's looking at it and they happen to, oh my gosh, I didn't realize she put something under here. And you know, like I say, this is just my madness. The way that I create and have been creating. Life is art, paint your dreams, sing your songs, and enjoy the dance. So another little thing, vintage piece, another saying, seek today. Okay. And then out of some mesh, I created a pocket, wrote a lot of different sayings. In silence, I greet you, an old vintage tag. Translation, I picked out words that spoke to me, that kind of thing. Another image that I incorporated. I love to go traveling and go for drives, whether I'm traveling to another destination or I'm just going out for the day. And I look for things that inspire me, which is a lot of roads and paths and trees and flowers and animals and different things like that. Things that really speak to me. And then I come back, and when it's, you know, calling to me, then I incorporate it into the book or a piece of art. Okay. So another painting that I did, some writing. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You know, every page that I do, I mean, it speaks to me in such a way. You know, of course, that's, you know, I create through, my story is through my art. You know, some people write down in journals their thoughts and everything. Mine are actually, I speak my words and my journey through my pieces of art. So each time I do a piece or a page or a book or something, I say, oh my gosh, that's my favorite. And then I move on to the next one. And, you know, even though I do sell a good portion of my books and everything or pieces of art, years later, when I stumble across a piece that, you know, that I made, it's basically by studying it, I can tell you what I was going through, what I was thinking, that kind of thing. I think the reason why this one is one of my very favorites is Be Yourself. We're in a world where, you know, so much of society dictates what we think or do or something like that. And, you know, I think we can get lost if we're not careful and forgetting about being true to ourselves, you know, and standing and being unique, you know. Okay, so another of, you know, my little bits of wisdom. Here's a painting that I did. It talks about who am I. Sweet. And this is a funky one. My handprint. Only when I'm found can I be me, which is so true. You know, sweet. Okay, so here's, this is the door. When I was in Italy, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, and I was taking pictures. This is one. Remember this. This is another sketch. Love. Okay. And then some sayings, and again, a tree that has the saying of God's handiwork behind it. Okay. And so what I did is this is acetate. Okay. Recycled material. A drawing of mine home. Love is all you need. And that, you know, like I say, if you followed any pieces of my art, and I teach this about how things hanging over, you know, draws. Here's a pocket. Oops. Here's a pocket that you can, you know, store things. This is the back. I will be a light for Jesus. This is was a flower petal from my garden. I mean, just, it's got, this is actually glass that I encased, and you can see the layers. I've got a couple different layers here. to help support it and everything. And then of course here's the back. So anyways, I've had many people ask me, on this book, if I would ever, show more close-ups and everything. And then, what makes it so special is not just, all the yumminess and everything, is then I also created, this piece right here, this wrap. And so it's basically, it's like Christmas time. Every time you unwrap it, there's another thing to unwrap. Every time that you, turn a page, and come back to it, you see something that you didn't see before. So to me, it's like Christmas time. You just keep rediscovering new things, and how special is that? So, but I just wanted to show you guys really quick this sweet little book that has so many layers to it. I've been asked if I will teach a class on this, and yes, that is on my agenda, so be on the lookout for that. I hope to offer that one very soon. So it's got a lot of layers, a lot of work into it, but it's one of those pieces that you display on an end table or something, and people are just going to be wanting to reinvestigate it over and over, and they're drawn to it and they want to hold it and just savor all the yumminess in it. So okay, well, thanks a lot, and I'll see you down the road.